Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm doing a detailed process of how to construct a flat lace wig. If you are a beginner, be rest assured that after watching this video, you'll be able to construct units. So if you are new to this channel, please like, comment and subscribe. And to my existing subscribers, I want to say a very big thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. So for the construction of your wig, you will need either a frontal or closure, a dummy stand, a canvas head, a wig cap, thread, needle, T-pins, measuring tape, tailor's chalk or metallic pen, and scissors. So the first thing you're going to do is place your wig cap on your dome head. I also like to place my T-pins on my dome head to keep it handy. After that, make sure you have a seamless fit by dragging the back area of your wig cap and securing it with your T-pin on the nape of the dome head. So the next thing you're going to do is place your closure on your wig cap and secure it with your T-pin. When securing the closure, start from the right side and then the left side. Meanwhile, make sure you are stretching out the closure so it will be as flat as possible. Afterwards, secure the far back of the closure with your T-pin. You can start from either of the sides. It is also important you place your closure an inch in front of your wig cap, just as you can see me do in the video. This is to make sure you don't see a bunch of track after constructing your unit. Pull the closure hairs into a ponytail to get the hairs out of the way. So the next step is to thread your needle. Thread it arm's length because you don't want it too long. If it's too long, it will disturb you when you are sewing, and of course you don't want that. So please thread your needle arm's length to avoid it tangling when you are sewing. Now take the threaded needle and poke it through the wig cap and pull it through the edge of the closure and knot it. For the knotting, I don't like my knots visible, so I'm going to take the needle between the thread and pull it out tightly. And then also take your needle between the two pieces of thread for each sew and pull it tightly. When sewing, sew very close together to avoid bumps. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to explain, but watch what I'm doing and I believe you understand. Do this continuously till you get to the end of this part of the closure. If you want your closure as flat as possible, endeavor to stretch it out very well and use your T-pin to secure it. If you are using a ventilated lace wig with Swiss lace, do not stretch it out too much, else it will tear. Swiss lace is actually very delicate. After sewing to the end of that part of the closure, you are going to move to the other side of the closure and do the exact same thing you did on the first part. And the last part you are going to sew is the back part of the closure. When constructing the closure part of my unit, I always prefer to work on one side and then move to the other side and then sew the back part last, because that way I ensure one side is not lopsided and also the closure is as flat as possible. Just to ensure you guys understand everything I've been explaining, I'm going to go over the explanation again. For the sewing of the closure, put the needle through the cap and bring it out through the closure and knot it by taking it between the two pieces of thread and pull it tightly to ensure it is perfectly secured on the wig cap. Sew through the check area of the lace, not the lace itself. That can damage your closure. Every closure comes with a thick area towards the outer perimeter, and that's exactly where you are going to push through the needle. If you sew through the lace, you are going to damage the closure. The next step after sewing your closure is to draw the foundation for the sewing of your bundles. Take your measuring tape and place it on your wig cap, and then use your marker to mark 1 inch from the nape of the cap to where your closure is. Guys, I actually regretted using tailor's chalk for this tutorial because it wasn't just giving me what I wanted. As you can see in the video, I was literally struggling for the lines to be visible. So I would recommend metallic pen if you want to construct your unit, but that's by the wayside. Draw a straight line across the wig cap. While doing this, keep in mind how many bundles you are using. If you are trying to sew 2 to 3 bundles, you will want the lines farther apart. But if it is 4 to 5 bundles, then you would want the lines closer together. So this is what your foundation should look like, but it doesn't have to be exactly the way mine is. Do what works for you. So now put your needle through the weft of your hair and then place your hair on the line that you drew on your wig cap and use your T-pin to secure it. After that, pull the needle through the wig cap and take it out and knot it by taking it between the 2 pieces of thread and pull it tightly, like I did when I was sewing the closure. This is going to create a more secure start by creating a knot at the beginning of the weft. After that, your next sew should be around the track, and then take the needle through the loop of the thread on the weft as you can see in the video. Once you sew to the end of the first track, before you move to the next one, you are going to sew between the tracks and then create a tight knot. To create the knot, you are going to wrap the thread around your needle once or twice and then pull it through tightly and start sewing your next track. So basically, you are going to follow the guidelines you drew on your wig cap, that is the lines you drew on your wig cap. You don't want a situation whereby you sew your weft too close or too far apart and then you run out of hair and start losing the entire wig to start all over again. It happened to me a lot of times as a beginner, so please use your tape to mark out your line correctly for your tracks and then follow it through. It will save you a lot of time. So you are going to continue to repeat this process till you finish sewing your wig. So now I'm going to be working on the last track, which is right next to the closure. Make sure you sew next to the closure when sewing the last track. That is, there should be no gap between the weft of the hair and the closure. This last track is going to make or break the entire process. You will be tempted to sew your last weft on the check area of your closure to cover it. Please don't. If you do, your wig will not be as flat as you would want it. So the last thing you're going to do after sewing your wig is take off the wig from the dome head and then cut off the excess wig cap underneath your closure. While cutting, pay attention to the stitching of where your closure is so you don't cut off the thread. And this pretty much concludes the video, guys. If you enjoyed this video and if it was helpful, please do not forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, and click the notification bell. And also do well to share the video with your friends and families. I love you all. See you in my next video.